Hello guys, welcome to yet another wonderful session of learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekon Israel, your Prepclass English tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in today's session of learning. Now in today's session, we will be answering question 21 to question 25 from the Jamb English 2017 past question. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming Jamb examination. So, without wasting much time, let's get down to the business of today. Alright, before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, turn on the post notification so you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. Alright, let's begin. Question 21. Now, we have an instruction here. In each of the questions 21 to 30, but for this session we are answering question 21 to question 25. So, in each of the questions 21 to 25, choose the most appropriate option opposite in meaning to the word in bold. In each of the questions 21 to 25, choose the most appropriate option opposite in meaning to the word or words in bold. So, question 21 reads, science may be a complicated area of learning, but its teaching needs to be demystified. Science may be a complicated area of learning, but its teaching needs to be demystified. The word in bold here is demystified. So which option is the opposite in meaning to demystified? Option A, simplified. Option B, twisted. Option C, made difficult. Option D, distorted. So, which of these options is the opposite in meaning to demystified? First, the word demystified means to make simple, to make clear and easy to understand. Demystified means to make simple, to make clear and easy to understand. So, science may be a complicated area of learning, but its teaching needs to be demystified. Its teaching needs to be made simple, to be made clear and easy to understand. Now, option A, simplified means to make simple. Option B, twisted. Twisted means to change, to alter or to misinterpret. Option C, made difficult. Now, made difficult means to make something require more effort and skill to understand. It requires more effort and skill to understand. Option D, distorted. Distorted means to misrepresent, to twist or to misreport. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to demystified? Remember, demystified means to make simple, to make clear and easy to understand. Now, the opposite of demystified is made difficult. If it is not made simple, it is made difficult. It requires more skill and effort to understand. Demystified means to be clear and easy to understand. So, the opposite of demystified is made difficult. Question 21. Science may be a complicated area of learning, but its teaching needs to be demystified. The opposite of demystified is made difficult. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 22. Remember, we had to select the option that is the appropriate opposite in meaning to the word in bold, or the words in bold. Question 22 reads, they often quarreled before leaving the house. They often quarreled before leaving the house, but made it up by the time they returned home. They often quarreled before leaving the house, but made it up by the time they returned home. The word in bold, or the words in bold here is made it up. So, which option is the opposite in meaning to made it up? Option A, added it up. Option B, reconciled. Option C, fell out. Option D, compounded the problem. Which of these is the opposite in meaning to made it up? Now, the phrase made it up means to reconcile after a quarrel, to reconcile or to resolve differences. They often quarreled before leaving the house, but reconciled by the time they returned home. That is, made it up. Option A, added it up. To add up means to increase. It also means to seem reasonable or to make sense. What you're saying adds up. It makes sense. It seems reasonable. Add up also means to increase. Now, option B, reconciled. Reconciled means to settle differences. Reconciled is a synonym for made it up. Option C, fell out. Fell out means to cut off relationship over a quarrel. To cut off relationship over a quarrel, to have an argument or disagreement that ends a relationship. Option D, compounded the problem. This means that they made matter worse. Now the answer is option C, fell out. The phrase made it up means to reconcile after a quarrel, to reconcile or to resolve differences, to bury the hatchet. But if you fall out, it means what? You've ended a relationship as a result of a quarrel. So if you're not reconciling, you are falling out. So the answer is option C, fell out. They often quarreled before leaving the house but made it up by the time they returned home. The opposite in meaning to made it up is fell out. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 23. Remember, we had to select the option that is opposite in meaning to the word in bold. Question 23 reads, the awareness of mortality has always imposed some restraint on man's excesses. The awareness of mortality has always imposed some restraint on man's excesses. A, celestiality. B, eternity. C, continuity. D, inexistence. So, which of these options is the opposite in meaning to mortality? First, what does mortality mean? Now, the word mortality means to be subject to death. Something that can die. Something that has the ability to die. To be killable. Something that can be killed. So which option is the opposite in meaning to mortality? Option A, celestiality. This is the state or condition of being celestial. What does it mean to be celestial? To be holy, to be divine or saintly. Option B, eternity. This means immortality, not subject to death, not ending. Option C, continuity, means to be uninterrupted, maintaining a flow or progression, something that continues. Option D, inexistence. This means what? To be non-existent, to not be in existence. So, which of these options is the opposite in meaning to mortality? Remember, mortality means to be subject to death, something that has the ability to die, something that can be killed. So the opposite in meaning to mortality is eternity. Eternity means immortality, not subject to death, not ending. It is continuous, not ending. Life that is not ending, subject to death. For most of the popular religions in Africa here, they believe in eternity, life after death, a non-ending life after death. So mortality, the opposite of mortality is eternity, immortality, not ending, a not ending life, not subject to death any longer. So the opposite in meaning to mortality is eternity. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 24. It is generally believed that misers are not loved by many. It is generally believed that misers are not loved by many. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to misers? Option A, spendthrifts. Option B, spenders. Option C, loaders. Option D, savers. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to misers? First, who is a miser? Now, a miser is a person who is reluctant to spend. A person who is reluctant to spend. Sometimes to the point of foregoing even basic comforts and some necessities in order to hoard money or other possessions. Someone who is reluctant to spend even on the things they need. So it is generally believed that misers are not loved by many. People do not like people that are reluctant to spend. Even on the things they need. They can't even spend money on those things they need. Option A, a spendthrift is a person who spends money in an extravagant or irresponsible way. Spends money lavishly. Option B, a spender is a person who spends, especially one who habitually spends excessively or lavishly. A spender is also called a spendthrift. Option C, a loader. A loader is a machine or person that loads something. Option D, a saver. A saver is a person who regularly saves money through a bank or recognized scheme. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to miser? A miser is a person who is reluctant to spend. A spendthrift is a person who spends money in an extravagant or irresponsible way. A spender is a person who spends. especially one who habitually spends excessively or lavishly, a spendthrift. A loader is a machine or a person that loads something. A saver is a person who regularly saves money through a bank or a recognized scheme. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to misers? Remember, a miser is a person who is reluctant to spend. Now, a spendthrift is a person who spends money in an extravagant or irresponsible way. So, a spendthrift is not reluctant to spend. A spender is a person who spends, especially one who habitually spends excessively or lavishly, a spendthrift. So, looking at these options, option A and B are antonyms for misers. A miser is a person who is reluctant to spend. A spendthrift is a person who spends money in an extravagant and irresponsible way. A spender is a person who spends, especially one who habitually spends excessively or lavishly. Now, looking at the meanings of spendthrift and spender, they are what synonymous words. So, the answer to this question can be any of option A and option B. They are both antonyms for misers. So, whichever option you are okay with, I would advise that you pick it when you come across this question because both options are correct. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 25. Remember, we had selected the option that is the opposite in meaning to the word or the words in bold. Question 25 reads, the housewife was add up before the end of the month. The housewife was add up before the end of the month. Option A, upset. Option B, penniless. Option C, borrowing. Option D, in no need. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to add up? What does it mean to be add up? Now, to be add up means to be without money, to be poor. So the housewife was without money before the end of the month. Option A, upset. Upset means to be unhappy, to be troubled. Option B, penniless. Penniless means to be broke, to be without money, to be very poor. Now, this is a synonym for add up. Option C, borrowing. Borrowing is the act of taking and using something that belongs to someone else with the intention of returning it. Option D, in no need. This phrase means to be sufficient, to have all what one needs. Now, this is the opposite in meaning to add up. If you are in no need, it means what you have all you need, money. To be sufficient, to have all what one needs. But to be add up means to be without money. That means you are not sufficient. You don't have all you need because you need money to go through the month. But the housewife was add up. She was without money before the end of the month. The opposite to add up is in no need. The housewife was in no need. She was sufficient. She is sufficient. She has what she needs to take her through the month. She is in no need. So the opposite in meaning to add up is option D, in no need. Alright. And with that, we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button. Do not forget to drop your questions in the comment section. Also, share this content with your friends and loved ones. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.